So I'll share a bit of context. Somewhere in engineering, I suffered very deep mood swings due to some health complications, and I was never really clear about what is really real. In the sense that 1 minute I'll feel very strongly about one thing, and the same thing the next minute I'm very confident that it is not it. So then came this usual suggestion of look into your heart, but what is in my heart is also changing every moment. And then I was in this fix of, now how do I know what is really real, even if it is just for me. I'm not an objective level of the fundamental truth, but even for me I wanted to resolve, and from there started my inquiry of what is truth, what is perspective, what is the nature of mind, what is the nature of thought, how does reality continuously shift. Deep questions, but this was just my personal crisis which pushed me into thinking all of that. So I entered a strange land and very abstract land where I got entangled in my own thoughts, own contradictions, and finally after some 5 years I came upon this statement called, I can only perceive what I can perceive, I can't perceive beyond it. Everything that is there is only there if it is in my head. Anything out of it, I don't know if it is out of it, but even if I think it is out of it, that is still there in my head, right? So everything boiled down to this one archetypal figure, the matchstick human, and that is what you will find in the Durbar logo also, just that one single individual, and the emphasis on single individual as a performer and all of that. So this is this, right? There's something happening outside, and there's something which I'm thinking about it. Now if I ask you, what is the gap? What is the thing which is real and unreal? It's just the thinking about it, right? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Give me a thumbs up, or if there's no. What is this? Okay. Now see the contradiction, right? I'm saying this is chalk, okay? But chalk is a sound. This is this, right? So when I'm saying this is chalk, chalk is just a sound, and when I'm saying this is pen, the pen is really not pen. You are identifying that as a pen, but pen does not identify itself as P-E-N, but P-N is just a sound. So the limitation of thought starts with the limitation of words itself. Whatever grammar we might associate, whatever thoughts we might try to describe are just pointers to reality. Pointers to reality. How many of you did computer science? Did coding? Have you done pointers in C? Right? Pointer you used to just indicate a direction. When I'm saying chalk, it's an indication towards looking at it. The chalk is not, it's just a pointer. The chalk is not real. Okay? And even thought, Alan Watts, anyone acquainted with what Alan Watts? Okay. So Alan Watts says something, right? He says, he uses the concept of, takes the example of Mahayana Buddhism, there's again Vajrayana Buddhism and all of that. So Yana means a vehicle, Yana means a small boat, Mahayana means a very big boat, Vajrayana again has its own meaning. But he says that when you're crossing a stream, what do? You've taken a boat, you've come to the other side of the shore, what do? You leave the boat there and you go forward, right? You don't just stick with the boat. So thought is an instrument of intellect, but it is only a yana, it's just a vehicle to be left after a point of time. If it is not left, you're just in the boat, swimming in the river, going around, but you're still there. You probably have gone to the other side of the shore, but you've never really crossed that land. That land which can't be described, that land which can't be given word to, because once you give the word to it, you again come back to the same river. Right? So, what lies beyond thought is reality. And thought itself is continuously conditioned by your own experiences. Like whatever you think about something is just your experience, your conditioning, your judgment. So you're never really there of what really is true. So to be aware of this contradiction, to understand the limitation of thought, and also see that that all understanding needn't come from thought. Understanding can come from silence. Understanding can come from watching. Understanding can come from not labeling, because as long as you're labeling, you're just labeling, you're not really understanding anything, right? So this is the structural limitation of thought. Whatever is there, between the individual and what is real is all of this flux, and what needs to happen is just losing that mind, losing that thought, letting it go, which is what I feel a performance does, which is what my experiences watching concerts and going crazy in a mosh pit or being part of a dance does, and also is the inspiration of making this space a place for performance, an experience of reality. So thank you for being with me and bearing with a tricky concept. I'll see you again.